Members of the Republican Party just voted to protect neo-Nazis. According to Vice, every single House Republican, 208, voted against an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act in order that would order the government to investigate white supremacist and neo-Nazi activity in the military, as well as federal law enforcement. Now, the bill ended up passing the House on a party line vote because, again, Democrats control the House and I guess technically control the Senate, although, with Joe Manchin, we'll get to him in another segment here. But let me give you the details on it. Now, the amendment would mandate the chiefs of the FBI, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Defense to produce a report assessing the extent of white supremacist or neo-Nazi activity in their ranks and how they plan to address it. So, look, again, this is another one of their, studies and commissions. And, we're going to give you a report in 6 months. And then, we're going to see, we already know we have neo-Nazis in the military. We already know we have white supremacists in the military. I'll get to those reports. Now, let's be honest here. So this, yes, there's an assumption that it's not going to get through the Senate because, again, you would have to break a filibuster, I would assume. That said, it is coupled with military spending. And so, it's the NDAA, it's military spending that's almost always guaranteed to pass. In fact, it's one of the only things that ever passes is more money for the military. But there's still a chance that Democrats will roll over and tweak the language as to not offend Republicans or even strip this out because, Democrats love to surrender. That said, why are Republicans worried so much about this? Again, this is related to white nationalism, white supremacy, neo-Nazis. Again, are you saying you like neo-Nazis? Well, here's GOP Representative Andy Biggs, who is an insurrectionist, by the way, from Arizona. He said that this amendment was, quote unquote, Orwellian in nature, and said it denigrates law enforcement and military personnel. This amendment attempts to create a problem where none exists. No, well, hold on here. Creating a problem where none exists, for one, Republicans love to do that. In fact, what's with all the trans bathroom bills and all the trans, all the anti-trans bills kicking them out of sports? That is a solution in search of a problem, sir. But on this, there is an actual issue. According to a Pentagon report last year, white supremacists had been building inroads into the military and using it as an effort to recruit highly prized active duty personnel. Nearly 1 in 5 defendants, by the way, in the Capitol riots was either current or former military. Again, in the Capitol riots, you had Trump supporters, you had Proud Boys, you had white nationalists and white supremacists. All these groups. And worse, roughly 1/3 of active duty troops said that they had personally witnessed examples of white nationalism or ideologically driven racism within the ranks of the military in recent months, according to a 2019 survey conducted by the Military Times and the Syracuse University Institute for Veterans and Military Families. A third. Troops have said that they had seen swastikas being drawn on service members' cars, tattoos affiliated with white supremacist groups, stickers supporting the KKK, and Nazi-style salutes between individuals. What's interesting is that here you have had one of the greatest anti-Nazi, anti-fascist forces in the U.S. military. Again, that's why we fought World War II, literally Antifa, right? That has been infiltrated by Nazis. Now, according to the Anti-Defamation League, the military is not doing enough to fight this. Mark Pitkovich, senior research fellow with the Anti-Defamation League Center on Extremism, called the military's efforts largely haphazard. Quote, "It's not like the military is just tolerating white supremacists," Pitkovich told NPR, but he said efforts to address the problem need to be more systematic. Not only does there need to be training, Pitkovich said, but there also needs to be clear expectations coming down from on high about what you should do when you encounter extremists in your unit, at your base, or whatever the circumstances are. And that here are the procedures that need to be followed. Now, the reason, of course, that we're not addressing the problem the way that we should is because of Republicans, but also I'm going to blame weak Democrats as well. Remember, Democratic administrations had had chances to cut down on right-wing, extremism. For example, in 2009, the Obama administration was presented with a report showing how right-wing domestic terrorism was rising. Now, what did he do about it? Well, now first, the administration was going to look into it. However, since Republicans complained about it and said, oh, how dare you? How dare you? You're going to go after Republicans? No, we're going after white nationalists. Wait a minute. Are you admitting that you are the white nationalists, the Republicans? That's the only reason that they would be mad about this. It's because they know. Now, again, Republicans complained back then. Obama, in all of his weakness, decided to disband the unit that was watching, that was monitoring right-wing terrorism, white right-wing extremism. And so it grew unchecked. Far-right extremism is now the number one domestic terrorist threat in America, and it has been for some time. They've killed more people than Islamic terrorists. And guess what? They're joining the military in order to get trained and to try to recruit others. But the right wing in Congress, you just saw 208 of them looks at this and says, I don't care. Neo-Nazis, no, they're on our side. So why? They're not here to hurt me. Again, this is what Donald Trump had said for the January 6 rioters that showed up with weapons, guns. He said, let them keep their weapons. Don't worry. They're not here to hurt me. No. They're going to go after my political opponents. And so, of course, I'm going to walk with them. Look, this is why Republicans defend them. They're the people that put these Republican politicians in office in the first place. So now here's what I'm going to do. What so many right-wingers do when, for example, there's a Muslim that performs a terror attack or a black person that is involved in a riot, right? Right-wingers. Are you going to denounce this? Are you going to denounce neo-Nazis and right-wing terrorism? Are you going to? Or are you supportive of it? Are you going to denounce it? Here your congressmen are letting neo-Nazis join and stay in the military to get trained to then later on attack America, like they did on January 6th. Is that what you support? Are you in favor of this? And if you do, well then just be honest about it and just say it already. Just say it. Just say it. Yes, we are the fascists and we're on their side. All right. Well, as long as you're clear about it.